Yeah, right. That's the way.
What's up, dudes?
Dude?
This is Cards of the Hearts, and whether you're watching on YouTube, on Twitch, on Rumble, on Kick, I welcome you back to the film room, where I look back at previous community speedrun tournament film, and mostly looking at my own play to figure out what in the world could I do better.
Oh my god!
If anything, as in the case of the last Tetris Attack tournament that was held this past weekend, the Flying Wiggler Open, and it was a marathon of an event. I had to broadcast 6 somewhat grueling hours of play in order to get that tournament to a conclusion and arrive at a champion, and somehow I ended up being the champion for the first time this season. So I'm going to look back on my performance tonight and figure out what I did right and what I did wrong, and hopefully learn a few things to not repeat for next time. And maybe you dudes will learn a thing or two from watching me look at my play as well. How does that sound? And boy, boy oh boy, yeah, dudes, remind me to never do that again. Never go a whole 6-hour stream like that I did on Saturday, because 6 hours was absolutely brutal. It was a brutal amount of time to sit through, and I was like up and down from commentating to playing to not playing to playing to not commentating and all that. I was kind of up and down with that all day that day. So to pull out what I did pull out at the end of the whole thing was certainly something to witness, and it wasn't all sunshine and rainbows towards the end, which something I hope to look back on, see what went wrong there, but let me go ahead and get into all of the action. I'm going to go ahead and start looking at the gameplay while I still have some free time. So let's review exactly how my Flying Wiggler Open tournament came to pass. We'll go ahead and start looking at some stuff right now. So I've got my video up in front of me. I have all the videos from the tournament, considering I am the lone broadcaster of the event. So not all of the videos are on YouTube as of this recording, but they will all get onto the League of Puzzle Speedrunners YouTube channel in the coming days, so be sure to check them out if you missed anything that did take place. Also gotta remember to stay hydrated here, because heat has really been coming on lately. But yeah, my goal today is to look back at my own matches and see how I did in those matches. If I had more time, I would bounce around to some of the more other interesting tournament matches that took place, but time is of the essence, so let me go ahead and just touch on my matches a little briefly. In fact, I think I'm gonna try to up the speed of the playback just a little bit. I'm also going to make sure I have the commentary muted, because man, oh man, I can't imagine trying to talk while talking over someone else. Love you, Beef, but it's not you, it's me. I can't be trying to talk over anyone. So we'll start with the quarterfinals matchup as the #1 seed from my qualifying performance, being the only one to actually complete the easy to V hard category in the 30-minute time limit this time around. I got to skip the first round. Skipper! So this is the round that I played. On the top portion of the video is me against my opponent 6, who we have definitely butted heads more than a few times in these tournaments. So this is going to be yet another chapter in that tale. That's a tale that's has gone on for several years to this point. The bottom match, which I have obscured for now, is Tai versus Kanayo. They are fairly formidable in various levels in their own right, but I'm not going to be focusing on them this time around. So this quarterfinals round had players picking between all of the versus levels. That includes the V-hard level. So we had to decide amongst ourselves what that level was going to be, and I kind of need to put on the music for something as incredulous as how this turned out. It was 6 that decided he wanted to play on the easy level first. Like we had normal, hard, and V-hard as options, and you know, I think most people tend to pick the normal level, and then the losers tend to avoid the easy level like the plague, but 6 wanted to play it first, and kind of makes sense. 6 like 6 has a set of fundamentals to him that make him a formidable foe in any level. You might be able to see from the time. I think is the time he got in this race. It would have been very, very good, very competitive. But he was the one that wanted to play easy first, and the rest of us are like, okay, sure, whatever. I don't ever have a strong pick for the levels I want to play first. I mean, I think I'm still top 5 on the leaderboards in all of them. I'm like second in easy and normal, so I'm good with whatever level anyone else decides to play. So we started off on the easy level, and remind me before each match, remind me to reload all of the players' video feeds. I don't know why this happens so much with me and 6 specifically, but 6's video seems to load a lot later than everyone else's. Like, you're gonna see the discrepancy on this live recording. It was massive, like 30-45 seconds close to it. I think it was like 30 seconds. It's kind of annoying to manage that in real time, be able to judge players' performances against each other when the video feeds are so offset like that. So I'm gonna try to make it a point to refresh everyone's videos before actually starting a match. And to that end, I should probably automate that process. I can probably press a button and have every feed reload, like, no problem. I should be able to. That should be easy enough to do. Let's see. So we are starting off on the easy level, and let's see how I decide to play this out. Now, I think if I'm remembering this stage right, I think I always go for like a certain type of 6 combo. I go like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 4, 5, 6. Where I tend to set up this 6 combo, maybe this 9 combo with the greens here off of whatever horizontal I get here. I think that usually ends up being a 5 combo. Like when you soft reset runs from the very beginning, every time you tend to run into a lot of similar RNG, so I can oftentimes come across a stage and already know how it's supposed to go and how to play it before the countdown even finishes going. I don't remember this being one of those stages specifically, but I always have an inkling for it. Although, yeah, this one was not particularly clear in that regard, and I started my stack way too high up. So that did give Lakitu time to get to that garbage clear. So yeah, I do not want to start my attack that high. I tend to want to focus on the middle, so that way I have panels on all sides to be able to build further chains with. So that seems easy enough to fix. Okay, there was a 6 combo I could have made from that. That was a little on the sloppy side. So that one I could have looked a little further down and made things a lot easier on myself. Unfortunately for 6, he also got off to a fairly slow start, all things considered. Actually took the time to switch audio on the fly to 6's gameplay. I don't know how I feel about trying to do that. And very fortunate for me that I found the 8 combo to finish this chain, because again, I didn't leave myself with too many options here. I think I was always doing the 8 combo to end, but I found myself relying on it in order to win, and I don't like relying on my follow-up attacks in order to top off opponents. I'd rather get it all done the first time. This one had a very easy to make 8 combo, and again, I started too high up, so I really don't know what I thought I was building there. At least the 8 and 9 combos were easy to come by after the fact. So, no complaints there, dude. Dude! Like, so far, so fine. I mean, 6 had a slow start, so I didn't have too much to worry about. There's certainly a lot more I could do to shorten up these chains. This one was fine. I don't know how I could have sped that up anymore. Froggy was not going to sit there idly by and let me drop that garbage on him any sooner. Alright, so the 6 combo with these greens and reds I'm usually able to see right away, and then I usually chance converting this kind of formation into a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 combo from the upcoming row. It's usually how I end up playing, and I think I've seen this stage enough to know that it's going to come. And it does come. Got that insert out of the way to add some extra chain links, and I really went big on the chain. Like, once you actually get the chain garbage down, it's usually going to be a big enough size to top off these opponents that they're not going to drop. The garbage down stacking is going to create more screen shake. So I'm usually not worried about that. Okay, this one I took a little time to make the 8 combo, and it definitely could have stood to make that bigger. I actually flubbed an 8 combo follow-up I was planning on making there too, but by that point it didn't really matter. Don't like these empty column situations, but you make do with them whatever you can, however you can, and my combo game was not all that super here. But all in all, I'm under 5 minutes heading into the Cave of Wickedness, which is basically all I could reasonably ask for. Last two stages are usually pretty good. Pretty good about not being terrible. I actually went out of the way to form a few extra chain links and change things up a little bit. Find some combos within the chain links. That might be the one thing I've taken away the most from watching the world record holder Yoshi do his runs, where he has the imagination and the quickness to make some extra swaps while panels are popping, and make some extra chain links or find extra combos within the chains. And I've been trying to do a bit more of that with my own play as I get in more and more reps in doing these monthly tournaments. These reps have really been helpful in making me more aware of my own game. And that's been like one of the biggest benefits that I've been trying to push into joining monthly tournaments, because these races really do help people get better, even in ways that they may not immediately realize. So, been able to watch the world record holders play a little bit more and figure out ways I can make myself a bit faster as well. So, final stage. Had a little bit of a slow mid-game, so I figured sub 6 was out the window. Doesn't stop me from trying for it. Combos were bad enough that I figured I had to make a 6 chain, and the follow-up. The follow-up combo was not quite enough, but that's certainly a good easy run by all things considered. 602 is definitely a good time, and it was always going to be good enough to win a race in this round. In fact, I'm getting hard pressed to think who's even had faster easy races lately. Maybe FFR's had one of those. Maybe he's at a sub 6, but those don't happen in speedrun races too often, unless your name is specifically Yoshi. So, definitely proud of getting in that one. And look at 6's time, 6:19. Are you kidding? Like it would have beaten the other opponents in this race. Like, it's just a very unfortunate luck of the draw for 6 to advance for from the first round and play me in the quarterfinals. He would have been fine if he had played, I think, literally anyone else in the field. Maybe? I have to double check the times, all the times, but I think 6 had one of the fastest easy times in the field. So, unfortunate for him that he did pair up against one of the top players in the leaderboard. And then, of course, ever chaotic, we kind of let the choice go to 6 again. He and Kanayo had to come up with the choice for speedrun level for game 2, and 6 is a fan of maximum chaos, so we swung the pendulum all the way to the other end to play V-Hard. And I can tell you, the whiplash is real. Maybe not exactly in terms of overall of dealing with the overall speed, but there is certainly a different mindset that has to go into the more difficult levels compared to the easier ones. So flipping that switch might prove to be the most difficult part of adjusting to the speedrun levels. That said, I definitely don't mind a good V-hard run, and I'm always ready to take on the challenge. Now, whether I'm always good enough to step up on any given day, that might be a whole nother story to be had, but all in all, I think it's fine. And the start of this stage was fine, I think. If I remember what I saw from this board right, I'm trying to set up the purples and the yellows to make an 8 combo. Trying to swap this out like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Like a little T-shaped 8 combo with an extra tail at the end. I'm also trying to line up the reds here and the blues here to make a little lag chain of sorts afterwards. This is why I tend to love T-shaped 5 combos so much, because you can build the lag chains with them with some ease once you get trained in what to look for. So I think my mind was keyed in on that right away. Although I didn't go for the 8, there was certainly a lag combo to be had there. And okay, this was a cheeky little drop. I don't know if this was probably only necessary just to get the extra combo on the chain. I was only trying to get the extra combo, considering the state of Lakitu's stack here. Like that much I was able to see, so I knew I was going to need an extra combo. But I was definitely not intending on that to be an extra chain link, which honestly I needed that too. I do love me my 8 combos, following up with those, and that cleaned things up fairly well. 6 sent 7 lines, sent 6 lines and needed 8. That's a bit unfortunate. Now for my stage 2, 4 to a 5. I found a 9 combo on the backup, and okay, that cleaned up very nicely. I think I meant to do more with the chain. It is level 6 speed, so trying to keep up with absolutely everything is a bit tricky. I just caught Bumpty trying to downstack instead of making more matches. There might be something to just sending more garbage sooner to trigger that. It might be something I need to focus more on in my game at this level. This stage, really, really loving my lag chains here, and I tend to focus only on 4 chains for the first half of this level, just in case I can get some quick wins, like these 13-second stages I was getting in the beginning. Okay, like that was a good flourish to end it all. Yeah, I needed that. I have a tendency to like very like short change myself on quick chains. Like I see, if I end on a big lag chain like that, I'm one to really try to finish my chain there and get whatever I have dropped as soon as I can. I have a tendency to get myself a little bit short on garbage that way. Foreshadowing is alliterative, if not. No, that might come up later. But let's see. What did I want to do for this stage? I think here I've seen this a couple of times before. I think I always go for this 6 combo with greens and reds here. Let this purple fall here for a chain, and then try to set up blues over here for some 5 chain follow-up. I think that's usually how I start this stage. These kinds of formulations, you really do have to spend the first 3 seconds of each stage looking at the board trying to figure it out, because you don't want to have to spend that time actually playing the stage to think about it. Let's see if that's what I do. I did something a little bit different. I had something funny, cheeky, cheap I was trying to get done there, but it didn't matter too much, so that one ended up fine. Let's see, how do I play this? Okay, this was me trying to start off something quick, and it barely got a top off, and Blarg got to a garbage clear. It's kind of hard to really mess with the timing of attacks in these stages. Kind of have to guess in a lot of instances that the attack you send is going to be enough, and it's going to be timed well to where your opponent doesn't have the garbage to clear, because the more you try to play around it, the more time you end up wasting. I think that ends up coming into play right in this next stage. If this is the stage I'm thinking of. I definitely did not set that up right. Although getting that little slide for the 5 combo on the 4 chain was kind of clutch. I think I did need that. Especially with the 3 chain that Lunchfish ended up getting there. Okay. Okay, well, you learn to take those punches with Lunchfish. Because these middle stages, they tend to need a lot more garbage. I wanted to get that 5 combo so bad with the greens. But you can't be trying to chase after bad money if it doesn't go quite right. Wow, 6 had to absolutely crush Blarg there. Very unfortunate stage to play with. And well, I don't know what else to do there. All right, I need to look at this. I need to see what I did wrong here, because I'm certain I did. I think the chain I went for was bad. My combos were bad. I know my combos were bad, and I tend to encourage over-chaining in order to make up for combos. That said, I definitely mistimed the attack in a way that allowed for lots of screen shaking and allowed for Raphael to get to so many more garbage clears as a result. That one's hard to play around. You really got to do better at finding combos within the chains so that we don't have to make the chain that big. Either that or just hard cap your chains and just reload your thought process whenever chain does finish. I think resorting to big chains in this level is in general a bad idea based on the extra shake time. So I shouldn't be giving these opponents that much extra time to react to things. That's something I should keep in mind. Now, for the Cave of Wickedness and Beyond... Well, that's a nice Lunchfish from 6, by the way. Wow. the rest of these cave stages, I will try to go ultra aggressive on like 3 chain maximums if I can find the combos. In fact, there's like a decent sequence to be had here, where I line up these 4 purples into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 blues. Then there might be a green chain and maybe a yellow chain to follow up there. I will certainly cut off my chains at X3, sometimes X4. So that's my thought process entering these stages. Oh yeah, that one feels pretty good. Like, I really cut that chain off as efficiently as I could have. Just that yeah, Hookbill found a lag chain off the garbage. Like, that one's just hard to play around, and then once these opponents start chaining, well, they're just going off, and all bets are off from there. I have no idea how I could have done this part any better. Although at this point I definitely need to be... Well, I say that, because the bigger chains would create more screen shake. And I was kind of creating that much screen shake anyway, so... I don't know. I don't know what I could be doing different there. This one had already made 6 to an 8 chain there, combo there at the beginning, and oh man, Piranha Plant almost got there, but now I need to be doing a whole new chain with Piranha Plant getting that chain off. I need to be doing more, and fortunately the combos are there. I was any bit slower on the combos, I would still be playing the stage. It was quite fragile, that attack was. This one had a ready-made combo at the beginning. It's definitely content on that 9 combo to end it. And oh yeah. Yeah, Kamek had no chance. Like, once he stopped chaining and I piled on all those little combos, there was nothing he was gonna be able to do. Now for Bowser here, I just happened to find that fairly quick. I would go bigger on the chain if I had it, but I didn't really have it. I was actually trying to form some sort of 8 combo on the left there, but in the end that did not matter. So GG's to Ty here in this race, as he actually finished with a faster time than I did. I locked in 8:23 to move on to the next round, but Ty locked in 8:09, and I was going to end up playing him in the next round. So due to time constraints, I had to shuffle up some schedules around. I think I had played, I had played this round after Galloping Conch had advanced in the first round. So the big problem with Conch's schedule, this is his first time back in our tournaments in 3 years, by the way. Certainly good to see him. But his work schedule for the day was not particularly forgiving, as he had to engage in a couple of 12-hour shifts for his job on the weekends. So he had a 12-hour shift on Saturday, where he could not be around to play until like 3 hours after the tournament started, if that. And the same was going to be true for the Sunday, so with Galloping Conch not really being able to play on Sunday, 6 here not being able to play on Sunday either, I had to rearrange the matches in order to stall for Conch, and the way that I had available to stall was to immediately play my match with Ty right after this. So let me take you to that match and show you how that one played. So this was the semifinal match where we played on the hard level only, and hard level has traditionally tripped me up at times. I don't know what it is about the hard level that tends to get me in the wrong mindset, but I do end up in the wrong mindset sometimes with this level specifically. And as much as I tried to send only 6 lines of garbage to each of these opponents, even I find myself occasionally falling a little bit short on that, and that might come into play as this match gets started. I was trying to get cute with extending that lag chain. I'm not even sure. What did I even see I was trying to do here? Like, I found this. I think I'm trying to, under this, maybe insert this down to lay flat these purples. Put in there, but I just didn't even make it. I didn't make it, so I was trying to, I was like caught between 2 plans of like either making an insert to chain this way or to line up the purples to chain this way, and at the end of the day I just didn't do either, so I knew from then on I had to extend the chain in order to get it done. I did end up getting it done, and quite frankly from the cams, neither of us were particularly satisfied with our initial results. Okay, this one was super aggressive. I don't know why I left this chain here. I should be going through 3 chains like every time at this level. I should be going at least 3 chains. But that one did not really give me any sort of real estate to work with, and I barely got to that 6 combo on the 2 chain, so I was very much falling a little bit behind there. Fortunately, Poochie didn't have anything major he was working on. The 7 into a 6, yeah, that didn't quite pan out how I wanted it. Still ended up being a 12 because these opponents are very slow to react to your garbage. But I think the cracks were starting to show here. I purposely left that at a 4 chain, which that ended up giving Froggy the time to get that garbage clear. I don't know, I thought it was a safe play there. You really should, when in doubt, go for the safe play. This one had a little bit of a funny thing I was trying to do there. There we go, I restricted myself to the 4 chain, and that one felt like it was executed pretty well. I will take that. Ah, there's Ty being a little bit short on his attack. Very unfortunate there. For a 6 chain start, I barely had what I needed to extend that, but fortunately Lunchfish was going for a big combo and did not have the space to react at all, so that stage was kind of free. I don't know how I feel about going up to the 5 chain for that, but take that and move on. And there's a case where I probably should not have tried to add the 4 combo into that 3 chain, because that completely mortgaged my ability to advance the chain further. And boy, oh boy, did I fall short. And this was falling increasingly short. Yeah, I really need to be more conscientious about continuing the chains, because that was definitely not considerate of my ability to keep the chain going. Okay, I had a little bit of an extra flub there. I found myself a little bit short. I took too long building up a follow-up, for sure. And at this point, I just need to restart the chain. Just make another chain. Stop trying to make 8 and 9 combos. Stop it. Get some help.
Get some help.
That allowed Ty to catch all the way back up after that. This took so long to find that 6 combo. I was definitely shook trying to follow up with anything else. And this is probably the point where small 3 chains like that are not the way to go. This was hyper aggression, the likes of which that were not healthy. So I should not be going for 3 chains in the latter half of this level. I really shouldn't. I think 4 chains will do just as fine. I'm still stuck on my 3 chain ways. Should be restarting these chains. I made too many. I didn't let the garbage breathe. Like, Ty is not pleased with how he's doing, but this kind of played out similarly to our last encounter in this level in the previous tournament, where we both had a slow game 1. So Ty must be thinking his game's not going to be good enough. I find this 4 chain, but the combos were just not there. I did not give myself the combos to do anything here, dude. So Ty wins, gets it done, and I find myself having to keep going against Bowser because my combos were trash. My combos were absolutely awful. Quite frankly, I finished like a minute slower than I usually want to. And yeah, you really do need the combos within your chains in order to shorten up the times, but let's be real, my chains were not big enough in the second half of that run. this part I definitely needed to clean up, and I was able to notice it in real time that I needed to clean it up. So I'd like to think from here that clean it up I did. Game 2, tried to do a little nifty swap for a 4-chain there, but I did handcuff my options a tiny bit. So I didn't start it off like I knew what I was doing wrong. From here, I think it's starting to make sense. Scratch that. The chains were not there. Chains were absolutely not there. Ugh. This still doesn't feel like I know what I'm doing, even though I'm winning in 16 seconds. Like, that 11 combo was pretty neat. I figured be a good time to cut it off there. That, like I said earlier, that tends to be a thing I do once I find a satisfactory end to a chain. Like getting that 11 combo in there, I thought that was a good place to end the chain, but I really hadn't made the combos during that chain, so there was no reason to end it there. That does leave me falling a little bit further behind. This one was fine until it ends up being an early cutoff. Again, I'm making very short chains and not making an exemplary number of combos to support it. So, yeah, I think it was maybe towards the end of this particular run where I was realizing just how bad my combos were. I'm able to make some extra combos here during this chain and make this 3-chain work. But I really do need to be focusing more on which combos I make during the chains. There was an 8 combo to be had there, and I'm very surprised I went for the 6 instead. I don't know, I think there was a way to build that up a little bit bigger. I gave up a few seconds to tie on that. What about this? Again, my combos were kinda bad. I had to really make it up on the back end, but I'm keeping these chains short, and I'm not, by and large, finding the combos to support it. Yeah, I did not give myself a lot of room to work with there. Trying to do a little bit too much. That does lose a fair amount of time on the run. So I have to be watching over the broadcast the entire time, so I know how I'm doing, but I'm just not generally feeling good about my play. Although that was extremely combo centric, and quite frankly, I don't think this should have worked. I found a 9 combo at the end there. Like what did I find here? I started with an 8, and found a 5, and then went to a 9. Like, that ended up being enough on its own, but I really got away with one there. I really got away with one. at this point where I actually start feeling good about the combos that I'm making. Trying to recognize when my combos are being bad. There, my combos were being bad, so I had to send a little bit more. But if I can make a 5 chain and still win in 12 seconds, I will absolutely take that, dude.
Dude!
Ty is falling a little bit short on his attack. Bit unfortunate to see. I don't know what my brain was doing with that chain. Fell a little bit short there. I don't want to be making 2 chains here. I should be making chains, if not 4. And it's working out here, but I'm more getting lucky than actually planning things out well. This time I know I needed more than that 4 chain I got, but kind of hamstrung myself with my options. So I do end up with a 707, which was one of the would be one of the better times in a race situation, but I was definitely not feeling good about how that started. But it was enough to get me the win somehow. And Ty, ever consistent, logs in the exact same time that he got in game 1. But will it be enough to deal with my seesaw looking troubles and potentially surprise people? Like, did Ty end up making this close? Well, I'm running up against a Twitch break, so I'll take a few minutes here, and then I'll be back on the other side with the rest of the analysis from my Flying Wiggler Open. I'll be right back, dudes.
Dude!
Okay, so I should definitely be done in the next hour or so, if not the next 30 minutes, because there is one more match to cover after this. And this may not take all that long, so could be like 30 or 45 minutes when I'm hoping for the rest of this. Which is good, because I still need to finish setting up the tournament archives from this... the videos archives from this tournament to get onto YouTube this week. Also behind on shorts in general. I expect I'll have time tomorrow to catch up on that. But yeah, I'm really hoping that this new schedule will actually keep me a little busy. I hope that you dudes will enjoy having more time with me watching my gameplay live. Hoping that you will find that interesting. I might need to scale it back though come September, mostly because I'm gonna be trying to stream a whole bunch. I will be streaming a whole bunch on the weekends for the tournament matches. I'll have to figure out how deep the schedule will be, because I think think we only have 12 players currently set for the Pokemon Puzzle League Major. Oh, it's 10. It's 10 players. So the Pokemon Puzzle League tournament is not going to prove to be that particularly deep this time around, which is a little worrisome, but I feel like that might pick up for next year. I think next year's tournament will pick that up just fine. So I'm not too worried. But we'll see just how busy I'm going to be able to get during that. But I may need to scale things back for September. Alright, dudes, welcome back to Film Study, where I am watching over my matches from the previous community speedrun tournament that we had, the Tetris Attack Speedrun Tournament 2026 Flying Wiggler Open. I am currently looking at my semi-final matchup as the 1 seed against the 4 seed Tai, who has had 2 very steady hard mode races to keep the match even up at 1 game apiece. I started off slow, then picked it up a little bit in game 2. Now we will see how it changed for game 3. I started off with another 11 combo, which at that time I actually did find the follow-ups to justify keeping going, but a little unfortunate that the 3 chain I made there just happened to fall right into a garbage clear. Those are really hard to play around. Find a ready-made 8 combo here, and then ended up being a 7 combo. I was hoping for that to be a 5 instead. It makes the same amount of garbage, just can make it drop a little bit later. But with the combos I was finding, I was having a lot more confidence ending my chains here. And okay, I gotta go back to the start of this, because because this formation I have started to fall in love with a lot lately. Where I'm seeing like this little cluster of panels right here. I'm able to see them here, and here. So I think I raise first. No, I don't. No, I don't. I actually offset it a little bit like this, but I've been eyeing the 6 combo here and the little 8 combo horizontal follow-up from here. This actually ends up being a 9, not an 8, which even better. That means I can make an extra 4 combo during the chain and it will stack things up. So I'm feeling really good about my combos now, and now it's starting to come together in my attacks. I really do just if I take time during the chain to find extra combos, I will have the confidence to cut off the chain. Then I'll have like the confidence to know when I need to keep it going also. So I think this is when I pretty much caught my stride overall. This is where I was feeling good about what chains I needed to get, and I really had to hurry for that extra 8 combo to make sure I got that kill, as I knew I was short there. The chain extensions haven't been perfect. Oh, it feels like I've seen that stage already. And okay, ending with a lag 4 chain, that always feels good. And feel like I gotta add a little cash register ka-ching every time I do the thumbs up because the person commentating this match, the lead commentator of this match, Beefin, has a running incentive for the Tetris Attack tournaments where he adds a little bit to the prize pool for every 10-second stage the players get during their matches, and I was determined to try and get more money out of them in that prize pool. Maybe that was why I was being a little too aggressive early on. So by this point, I had learned to stop messing around and just get back to fundamentals. So I really do try to set up my 3 chains in a way that I can easily find a 5, 6, or an 8 combo afterwards, so I don't have to spend time making that extra chain. Ooh, bad. This is bad. This is awful. That was terrible. Oh yeah, I handcuffed myself the entire time there. And Raphael finds a 3 chain off of that garbage? Sheesh. Ugh. That makes me a little nauseated. That might have been the only scuff this run had. Really didn't want to. I was hoping to make like an 8 combo instead of a 7 combo, but this ended up being fine. I found an 8 combo follow-up, and there's a 5 combo, so I was feeling okay about my combo follow-ups at this point. Still not particularly building the chains like I should. Might be focusing too much on the top of the stack. I did find that 5 combo there. That's definitely easy to get color conflicted out of. But with my combo storming, I tend to not leave these opponents any extra room to operate after they downstack. I feel very confident in my combo follow-up game. Definitely feeling good, definitely feeling poised to cut 7 minutes on this. There's a lag chain there. Yeah, my combos are bad, so I had to extend that, and that might be the upper limit. Like if I go bigger than a 5 chain, I've probably done too much. But I tend to go until I end on a combo that I'm satisfied with. So there's a 6, a 5, and I probably would have made the 4 combo there, the 4 chain there, just to end that off, but it didn't matter. I still finished under 7 minutes. And there were very few blemishes throughout that entire run. It was at this point where I thought I had very well warmed up and was going to be as ready as I was going to be to tackle the end of the tournament. Ty sure was trying to do his darndest at the end of that. Let's see how he finishes this off. There's an 8 into a 5. I'm definitely...
That's no good.
Oh, Sanic, it wasn't that bad. Like, yeah, that's a strong close from Ty, all things considered. Definitely been loving the expansion of the combos in Ty's combo game. He's been able to find more creative combos within his chains, and he is making his way steadily up to the higher echelon of things, and You know, with his cursor speed, he could easily be one of the best. Of course, he's active in the PvP scene on Panel Attack, one of the best there too. So I don't blame him for taking the most of his time there. So that is how I advanced to the finals.
What the fuck?
Of the Flying Wiggler Open. Now let's see if I can load the final match up against FFR Pro. As FFR Pro had a very epic 3-game set against Beefin to reach the finals to even get to this point. So you should definitely watch that back to see how close these matches can get. It's hard to get closer than how, especially how their match ended. It's very hard to get closer than that. But no, this is very hard. This is the final round of the tournament, and because we got to 12 players, we got to the best of 3 V-Hard format. And if we could get to, if we got more than 12, we could get to like 16 players, we could do a V-Hard best of 5 instead for the finals, which probably would have made this encounter even more epic, but that's alright. Let's take a look at how this game started. That red 6 combo was interesting. I'm not sure how I found that. And quite frankly, I was playing Delakatu's stack raise and he got the garbage clear anyway, so what can you do there? Those stages kind of came out in the wash for the both of us. Kind of a standard Lakatu play. Lakatu doesn't want to raise a stack at the beginning. The rest of them will. So I'll certainly play with them. And okay, yeah, there are color conflicts all over the place that I was trying to avoid and just could not. Like I was so trying to, well, what was the combo I was trying to make? I think I should have just went in this red purple formation, 1 2 3 4 5 6. I should have just made this, and then I have a ready-made 5 combo 2 chain with the blues, and then the greens line up well for a 3 chain follow-up. That's what I should have done. But I was trying to set up this red purple 6 combo formation, but in reverse. But this purple panel was conflicting me out of efficiently matching it that way, and quite frankly, I would have had to move this yellow a great deal to get it in position to chain follow-up anyway, so this was not the best way to approach this at all. I should have made that a 3 chain. I should not have done all the combo spam that I did. Yeah, this was all wrong. Of course, FFR finds a good attack onto his bumpty and takes the lead. This definitely did not start out how I wanted to. Ugh, empty column again. Never know how to deal with these. I even started a chain, and that was completely wrong. Tried to do this slide to extend the chain, but I'm starting from the top. Oh, this is awful. I knew this was bad. I had to basically crush my Poochie in order to win that. I took way too long. I started that from way too high up. I really should know better. As FFR gets flashy with his lag chains, I tried to get down to business there, and that was some very fortunate timing to get the 5 chain there. That was completely luck based, and that ended up falling well enough that honestly what I did in that stage didn't matter. That was a very free stage. I got very, very lucky with the wiggler that I got. So that 6 combo ended up being good, and I frame perfected that for an extra 8 combo, which was totally not intentional. But it ended up for the best anyway, and man, oh man, FFR did not get a cooperative froggy for that one. So here I wanted to set up some sort of 8 combo in the middle. 9 combo really works a little bit better. I don't think I was trying to make that attack short. I think I would have preferred to make a bigger chain to try to prevent that garbage clear. And I don't feel particularly great about how I went about that attack. Now here, I know I have to send more in all likelihood, so I'm trying to go bigger. Really going out of my way for a 5 chain with as many combos as I can get, and this was pristine. The timing on that attack was absolutely divine. Couldn't have handled that one much better, dude.
What?
Dude?
What the fuck?
So, oh, hold on a second. Holy. Oh, something about the air in here. It's kind of stagnated over the past few weeks. Definitely getting more sneezes out of me. Alright. What was I doing here? I found this 6 combo. Trying to get the 5 combo for that 3 chain. It really wasn't much of a stack raise to play off of. No, that chain needed to keep going. Saw that as a combo, decided to let that fall. Probably normally wouldn't. Oof. That chain was not what I needed there. It is what FFR needed to take the lead heading into the cave, and this had all the makings of a knockdown, drag it out slobber knocker that the two of us tend to have, especially with FFR seemingly turning the corner on his V-hard luck. And what in the world did I think I was gonna get from that? That was definitely a rebuilding of the chain required, and somehow Hookbill did not chain. Holy moly, I got bailed out so hard by that Hookbill. I may have done the brow sweat wipe after that one, because I knew I had gotten away with one there. Okay, the blue and yellow into the red felt very elementary to pull off. I don't know if I should have extended the chain to an X6, but yeah, if Piranha is going to have that for down stacking, it didn't matter too much. I got lucky. But FFR made a few seconds up there, so I knew from here it was probably going to come right down to the wire. I got color conflicted out of further options. I don't know if I really needed that particular chain, but I was definitely following up with lots of combos. And then Kamek somehow does not get to that. And boy oh boy, did I feel lucky. And Evavar's Kamek did some really weird stuff to get to that 3 chain. Ugh. This is very unfortunate. And then here is the moment of the entire match. This is something that I had never done before in a competitive run. Check this out. So, like, I'm trying to make something with these blues happen. And I'm trying to add something else to the yellow chain that I have set up. Ah, I failed that insert. That chain's not going to do a lot to most opponents. But this Bowser was not most opponents. This cackle that I let out after this happened. It had to have gotten a reaction from my family, who was sitting in the next room watching some Netflix movie or something. Had to have gotten a reaction from the cats in the house that were also nearby. This had to be a weird sound to come from my office. But 9 seconds. I had never gotten the Bowser in 9 seconds in a serious run. I've recorded multiple attempts to beat Bowser in a faster time. If you watch these monthly tournaments, I put up a little tutorial on how to play these games to get new players up to speed on what's being done, and I end those little video packages with a 7-second Bowser that I managed to get. And there's also a wait, no. Well, that was a Kamek. Like there was a Kamek stage as well that I've done random attempts of, and I ended up getting 6 seconds on a Kamek once. I've had a 7-second Bowser in repeated attempts, and maybe like one or two other 10-second stages, but never a 9. I had never done a 9 in a televised run, and this 9 made me absolutely lose it. So what did Bowser not do here? Bowser raises a stack and then goes to down stacking, and then tries to find matches and then start up chains, and he gets color conflicted out of a chain, and just like that, he was completely sunk. This purple panel absolutely saved me. As Bowser thought he was gonna have a chain going, and then he didn't. And then because I had said enough, Bowser gonna get the down stacking. What in the world was he going to do to survive this?
Oh my God!
What was he going to do to survive this? And what are you dudes gonna do to survive the raid from the beef? We have the beef. What's up, dude?
Dude!
Also, hey, Spider, how's it going? So yeah, that was a pretty sick stage to get at the end. This is a pretty sick 9-second time. So yes, if you are just joining from the raid, I am watching over my tournament footage from the Flying Wiggler Open this past weekend, trying to get more insights into what I'm doing right, what I'm doing wrong, what I could be changing to improve my own play in these tournament races, and maybe you dudes can learn a little something from my analysis as well. So, I've gone through most of the analysis. I'm actually looking at the final match right now, and man, by and large, I played a good first half and then got a very lucky second half. That's probably been my major takeaway from this race, and just quite frankly, it took a while to get warmed up to this situation, because I started off really slow against Ty. I was making chains without the good combos to support it. So I really had to, once I got here, start focusing on my combo sends, and maybe it was affecting my ability to build up chains in that time. That said, I was able to get some very lucky stages to bail me out in this particular instance. But FFR getting this Bowser, like, this is what he was dealing with a lot in last season's end games. Get to the end of these tournaments, run into V-Hard, and he would have some very naughty Bowsers that would just not let him close things out. So he had a pretty bad time at the end. But even if the Bowser was good, he was not going to keep up with what I did in that game 1. So I kind of caught a heater towards the end of that run. Mostly got some lucky stages. I don't know how else to put it, dude. Let's take a look at the game 2, and let's see if I ended up improving on any of my chain building. So I see this 5 combo right over here. I tend to see that every single time. I'm not even sure what I'm looking at here. Very interesting. This is one of the most interesting things about this game, where you can look at the same stack two different times and come up with 2 very different approaches to them. Like, I could take the time to set up the 5 combo in this column, and there's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 greens to follow up with, and maybe some blues to integrate with there. But instead, I took the time to make 6 combo, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then use these blues to extend the chain into these purples. Very, very interesting that we can look at the same stack on different occasions and come to very different conclusions. I definitely found a good 4 chain and a 5 chain that I decided to go with. That's usually a healthy enough send for Lakitu. And it ended up being very good there. I'm hoping that I was better about my chains here. Find this 6 combo. I decided not to go with the 8, but I do find some lag chains. The 8 combo, okay. I took a little time to make the 8 combo, but all in all, it's around 15 seconds. It's not bad. It was not bad. Fortunately, FFR ran into many more garbage clears and fell a little bit behind here. But once again, I find this horizontal 8 combo in the 2-chain link. I don't know what it is about me that's making me fall in love with these, but I'm finding them, and kind of cool to go 6 combo into 8 combo, because just like that, in like 4 seconds I made 4 lines of garbage. And considering how aggressive these opponents get at raising their stack, you don't have to send that much more than that. Though I do find an extra 8 combo to cap that off with. And this Poochie needed a lot more. I don't know what to do about that. Like, trying to time these attacks to dodge the garbage clears is borderline unreasonable in a race situation. It's very hard to play around those. I got a 5 into a 5. I could have made another 5 combo, but making the 4 combo instead ends up just as fine because it stacks just as well. So that one was pretty good. That one was very sound. That was probably the best I was going to do for that stage. Yeah, I should. I am in need of a physical green screen at this point. The lighting in here has been a real pain to set up. I've got like 3 different ring lamps focused on me at this moment, because the natural lighting is absolute butt cheeks. So I've been really working trying to get this lighting right, but now that I have it right, I probably should incorporate a physical green screen, at least. Yeah, on this POV I could probably stand to put a green screen on it. I don't know. That's something I'll have to tweak with for future film sessions. Maybe just for reaction videos in general, I could try and set that up. But I got like so many other things I want to change about how I make this look, so I'll get into that tank when I have time to. Just don't have time for it at the moment. Anyway, I've ended up with a full stage lead at this point, this early in the run. Okay, I'm not 100% sure how I was able to get that to fall for a 2-chain, but it's very clear that once again my chain started from way too high up to be able to follow up with anything. So the chain took a little bit longer to build than I would have liked. I think FFR ends up with a better Froggy. Well, if he had sent one more line, it would have been better. I lost my concentration, tried a little insert to not let that fall without a chain. So that did fall a little bit behind. I had to basically crush Blarg with that. Oh, okay, the chains are really not working. Right now. Does make me a little bit worried for the end game if I can't get my chains together. I was trying to set up an 8 combo. Completely missed the one thing that could have kept that going. And this stage, I had no combos before like the 6 chain link, so I really wanted to get the combos up before I ended the chain, and you could tell that lungefish raising a stack afterwards that this was completely the wrong tact. I need to like cap my chains off at some point, because I felt compelled to go absolutely big here, and it was absolutely the wrong move. Like, FFR Pro made up more than 20 seconds on that stage, because I was so fixated on ending the chain with a combo, trying to do it all in one attack. It was not merited there. And kind of handcuffing myself a little bit. Once again, going to a point where I can make a combo to finish off the chain. I argue that chain was also a little too big. But that's fine-ish. We're fairly close going into the cave, which is definitely something that always puts me a little on edge, because the cave has the habit of really deciding these races in a big way. This took so long to build. There is no way this was correct. I failed an insert on the
I don't think so,
combo. But hook build does get to a garbage clear, but cannot get a chain off of that, so he does end up running out of time. Unfortunately, FFR did not get enough garbage onto his hook build. I think maybe his chains were actually a little bit lacking. Maybe he's trying to get too aggressive with the chains. This I didn't know how to do anything better with that. And I didn't need anything better with that. Okay. Like yeah, this one also wanted me to this one I normally would have cut the chain off at an X3, but I had not made the combos I wanted, so I kept it to an X4, and X4 is probably the biggest number you can go to in this area of the game. I think you introduce too much screen shake if you go bigger on the chain. I probably should be capping my chains off at that size here, in a race situation at least. Almost didn't get to that green match in time. Very impressed with myself, I actually got to that purple match. Now I get into combo storm mode here. I basically have nothing to do but wait out Kamek's demise. He is a little bit of a goober for getting that to play out so much. And then FFR with this Kamek, woo! Holy! Let's see if we can diagnose that. Because this Kamek had to be something else for FFR to make a real comeback here. So, what did he do? It's a 5. Goes into a 6. Another 5, and like really that with Kamek trying to build from the center and getting no other chains whatsoever? That was very clutch. That was very clutch of him to get that short attack on him. So the race will once again come down to Bowser. I've got a nice little lag chain set up to get into, although I did color conflict myself out of anything further, so I'm very much at the mercy of Bowser's chaining ability. And he didn't do much. He didn't do enough. And just like that, it was over. 725, 806, officially 807. Like, those were times that would most certainly keep up with Yoshi. And quite frankly, I tend to want to run these monthly tournaments almost entirely to be able to raise someone into being able to keep up with Yoshi. Maybe I'll be the one to eventually break him. Like, I got close last time, going 5 games to 3 on him, but Yoshi's won 4 of these big tournaments in a row, and I don't know, unless he's not involved this time, it could very well be a 5th. Now, FFR though, FFR having some had a bad Bowser day. This happens with him sometimes. This was just very, very sad to see. Bowser just cannot be doing this to our boy. Even every so often, is able to find more chains. Like, oh, here's another 4 chain 2 minutes in. Easy garbage clear after a down stack. It's too easy for him. Been made all too easy for him. Oh, there's a chain. There's a chain from the transform garbage. There he goes finding chains. Come on. Bowser, come on. Crying out loud. Like, look at how low this Bowser got. Look what needed to happen to finally win. Almost 3 minutes. Yeah, I would probably get close to a controller throwing situation at that point. I had a 3-minute Bowser in a final match. Ugh. Yeah, that would just absolutely throw me for a stupid loop. I would probably be depressed the rest of the day. Let me be real. I would get incredibly depressed as a result of that. But FFR did a whole lot to get to that point, so GG's to you, my dude. You really made me have to push for this one, and I think I was operating at near peak performance on this day. So I'm like 85% satisfied with my play there. I adjusted for the lack of combos when I recognized it, and then went into a lack of chaining. I think by the end I managed to bring it all together and came up with some fairly competent times as a result of it, at least compared to Yoshi. I do hope Yoshi will appear in one of the tournaments in the second half of this season, because it really wouldn't make sense to have these tournaments without him. Without our 4-time defending champion. We feel kind of empty. But yeah, that was my Tetris Attack Speedrun tournament experience. And that's gonna be the last one for a while. I don't have too many intentions to play Tetris Attack between now and the next monthly Tetris Attack tournament when those tournaments resume in November. Going to be in November because we're doing our annual Pokemon Puzzle League tournament in September, and a week from Saturday, the final Pokemon Puzzle League monthly tournament for that major is going to take place, the Blaine Open, and I hope you will tune in for that. Better yet, I hope you'll qualify for it like I will, as you will see from this schedule that I have set. I'm gonna be doing my qualifying for that monthly tournament on Friday, and then Saturday is when I go all in on my annual Pokemon Puzzle Week, an entire week dedicated to my favorite video game of all time. I'll be doing several varieties of speedruns throughout that week. In fact, I think I have the schedule for Pokemon Puzzle League put up here. Oh yes, August 9th through 15th is when that will happen. The 12th is my birthday, by the way. That's why the party hat is there. I intentionally set it to be scheduled around my birthday, just to be in the celebratory mood. But hopefully you can see from this schedule that I have planned that I've got several ideas cooked up for different speedruns I want to do. Like, the one leading off on Saturday should be a fun one, because, you know, we rely on manual stack raises to get more panels to sustain our later level speedruns, but what if you can't do that? What if that's not a thing you're allowed to do? Well, I'm gonna see just how possible that is on Saturday the 9th. And I'm gonna be hopping around from One Player Stadium to Marathon to Spa Service throughout the week as well. Trying to do different things with each of those categories. It's mostly things that I don't normally do. Things that most of the players don't normally do. Like on that Wednesday the 13th, trying to do speedruns one-handed. Like, that might be a little interesting. The leaderboards are currently mostly barren for those categories, so I'll see how many of those I can fill in there. And then the granddaddy of them all on Friday, the one reason I decided to make a week out of this in the first place was an excuse to do the S-Hard run with only combos. And it will be my third attempt at trying to beat that category with only combos. I'm kind of hoping I can eventually do it in under an hour. That would be pretty sick. But that's a bit ways off to go yet. I really should get some sort of rest now in order to get mentally prepared for that. So that's gonna do it for me for my film study today. Until next time, everyone, be decent to each other. Later, dudes.
Dude!